Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the meeting of the Lebanon Utility Service Board for November 22nd, 2023. Let the record show that all board members are present tonight, minus Tim Hudson, and that this meeting was properly advertised and that a working session occurred prior. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God.
Okay, first item is public comment. We like to offer public comment at the beginning and end of our meetings. Don't see anyone here tonight, so we will offer again at the end. First action item is the approval of our minutes from the November 8th, 2023 meeting. Everyone had a chance to review those minutes, and if so, any questions, comments? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I make a motion we approve the minutes for November the 8th, 2023.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the minutes from November 8th, 2023. Anything additional? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, next item is the appointment of our board officers, liaisons, and committees for 2024. We discussed. Yep. Sorry. We discussed this prior in the working session, and Aaron?
I move to approve the utility board slate of officers as follows: Chairman Neil Taylor, Vice Chairman Bill Stoner, Secretary Tim Hudson.
Second.
Motion made by Aaron, seconded by Ann to approve the slate of officers as Aaron noted. Any additional discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, and then we'll move to the liaisons per department.
I move to appoint the following as utility department liaisons: electric utility, Tim Hudson; wastewater utility, Aaron Smith; water utility, Bill Stoner; I-Lines, Ann Patterson; administration, Neil Taylor.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to approve the utility department liaisons as mentioned. Any additional discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, then we'll jump to the committee members.
I make a motion to approve the utility board committee members as follows: Personnel Committee, Tim Hudson, Bill Stoner; Finance Committee, Aaron Smith and Neil Taylor.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Aaron to approve the utility board committee members as noted. Any additional questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All righty. Next item is our meeting dates for 2024. Board was presented with dates that can be flexible if we have certain conflicts, but they are presented. And I would entertain a motion to approve those.
I move to approve the 2024 Lebanon Utility Service Board meeting dates as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to approve the 2024 Lebanon Utility Service Board meeting dates as presented. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? All right, next action item, Sandra Morgan will present the 2024 city salaries and wage share.
Good afternoon. The city has asked that I request that the utilities continue to support a portion of the mayor, the clerk treasurer, and the deputy clerk treasurer's salary for 2023 or 2024 in the following amounts. It would be $33,974 for the mayor, $19,475 for the clerk treasurer, $25,363 for the deputy clerk treasurer. and we're just looking for approval for that tonight. We do normally support a portion of their salaries because the mayor supports the utilities on many things, and then the city also has to keep cash basis records for the utilities. So it's a very common practice in Indiana to do this.
All right, thanks, Sandra. Questions, comments on the salaries and wages?
Well, I think this has come up before. My only comment is the mayor is an elected official, and the clerk treasurer is elected official, but the deputy clerk assistant is an employee, not an elected official. That's my comment.
Any other comments?
I have a comment to make. This is in reference to pilot payment. Pilot payment is payment in lieu of taxes. One part of the Indiana Code exempts our utility from property taxes. Another part of the Indiana Code allows the city to charge us an equivalent property tax. The city has the option of either applying no pilot payment or a pilot payment up to a maximum amount. Back on City Council Resolution 2010-07, they established their desire to charge us the maximum pilot payment every year without discussion. Our 2023 actual pilot payments include from electric $169,292, from water $232,677, from wastewater $270,507, from telecom $1,843, for a total amount of $674,319. $674,319 are not available for our utilities to use for its capital project and other needs. The city cash reserves without the pilot payments are considerable. For example, the general fund has 3 times more money in cash reserves than the 15% that's recommended as being a reasonable cash reserve, and as a utility recognizes a reasonable cash reserve. So the city has plenty of cash reserves without our pilot payments. On June 5, 2019, this board unanimously passed our resolution 2019-02, where we recommended that the city council stop taking automatically the maximum amount of pilot payments and consider annually what amount, if any, to take from us and from our ratepayers. To date, the city council and mayor have not considered our resolution. The total amounts that we're being asked to pay on the salaries is $78,812. I would like to see the city use our $674,319 that we paid this year in pilot payments, and whatever pilot payments that they're going to take from us next year, and use that pilot payment amount to pay for these city salaries. And when the time to vote comes for a vote, I'm going to vote no, and I request that my no vote be entered in the minutes.
Okay, thank you, Aaron. Other comments, questions on these wage and salary contributions? If not, I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion, but I still don't agree that we pay all 3 of those. I think the elected officials are the ones that should be compensated, but not an employee. So therefore, I make a motion to approve the utilities portion of the 2024 salaries and wages for the mayor and clerk treasurer and clerk treasurer assistant.
Okay, so that's a modified motion.
Yes.
Is that, okay?
Yeah.
No. Or was that a full motion? Sorry.
That's a full motion.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I thought maybe you had modified.
No, I'm not, no.
After your comments. Okay, my mistake. Okay, motion made. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the Lebanon utility portion of the 2024 salaries and wages for city employees. Additional discussion or questions?
Well, I mean, I hear and understand Mr. Smith's comments. I feel like this came up last year. It's the same thing. And the same commentary kind of gets discussed up here. Is there any way that we can perhaps have a little discussion with the city council before next year comes to a vote? So I feel like we haven't really made any progress, so it might make some sense to bring this to their attention in the meantime, before it comes to a vote next November.
Anything else? All right, got a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
No.
All right, thank you. Next item is a request to advertise. It's an action item for tree trimming, RFP, and Jeff Greeno will address the board on this.
Good afternoon, everyone. This is a request for, get approval from the board to start the RFP process for the 2024 tree trimming. We did a RFP earlier this year, but the tree trimming company that was awarded the contract, they would only agree to sign a one-year contract. So that contract's coming to a close December 31st of this year. We will try again to acquire a multi-year contract, but there's no guarantees. Most of these companies will just sign a 1 year. So I'd just like to ask the board approval to start the advertising requests for quotes to start the RFP process for the 2024 tree trimming.
The RFP language will ask for a 1, 2, or 3 year commitment, and we'll see what we get back. Is that an accurate statement?
Correct.
Are you ready for a motion?
Yeah, any additional discussion or questions for Jeff? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve the advertising request for quotes to begin the RFP process for the 2024 tree trimming.
Second.
Motion made by Aaron, seconded by Bill to approve the advertising request to begin the RFP process for the 2024 tree trimming. Any additional discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Jeff, looks like you're still up here for a second, maybe a minute. Got another RFP here for electric conduit.
Yes, this one is for, it's basically the same type scenario. This is for the 2024 electrical conduit installation. Again, the company that was awarded the bid would only sign a 1 year contract. So we're going to reach out and do this process again and we'll try to get a 3 year, but it's probably going to end up being the same 1 year.
Okay.
So again, I'd just like to ask permission, board's approval to start the advertising request for quotes for the RFP process for the 2024 electric conduit installation.
All right, any questions for Jeff? Not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve the advertising request for quotes to begin the RFP process for 2024 electric conduit installation.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the advertising request for quotes to begin the RFP process for 2024 electric conduit installation. Any additional questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Jeff, still at it here, 2024 BFNS GIS Assistance.
Yes, this is a request for board approval to have Butler, Fairman, and Seifert to do the 2024 electric GIS assistance for Lebanon Utilities. What that consists of is our electric engineer in training. He puts everything on GIS, and he has assistance from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert to do this. It is used for mainly by our locators. It puts all the underground, overhead, water, sewer, electric. It puts everything on a computer system, so that way it helps the locator be able to go out and locate stuff. Plus, it helps us know where things are currently in the ground. So,
Let's see, I'm sorry.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
I was in your office, 2-3 weeks ago, and you flashed up on a screen a visual presentation going down a road of where a line would go. Was that part of the GIS system?
No, that was actually Google Maps.
Google Maps, okay.
Sorry, that was Google Maps.
All right.
So I would just like to ask the board to approve the 2024 electric GIS assistance for the not-to-exceed amount of $20,000 and have General Manager Ed Baskell sign all documents.
All right, any other questions for Jeff on the GIS Assistance?
Just as a note, I don't believe we need to do anything relative to this motion. Butler Fairman has recently updated their master services agreement. Theirs has got a little bit of age on it, and it's good to take a look at those periodically. You will be seeing later this month a new master services agreement, which will slide into the old and replace the operating backdrop for both of these, the on-call and the GIS assistance work orders.
What about this $20,000 limit for 2024?
It would not impact that. It would still, that would still apply.
So you're saying it doesn't need to be an action item?
No, I'm saying both of these can be approved. You will see an updated,
Oh, okay.
updated agreement later this
All right,
month.
so that updated agreement is not making this unnecessary?
Correct.
Okay,
It's just information.
okay.
All right, any other questions for Jeff? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the 2024 electric GIS assistance for the not-to-exceed amount of $20,000 and to have General Manager Ed Baskell sign all documents.
Second?
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to approve the 2024 electric GIS assistance for the not-to-exceed amount of $20,000 with our general manager signing the documents. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, Jeff, looks like you're down to the last one here, the 2024 BFNS On-Call Electric Project Management Assistance.
Yes, this is another request to have Butler, Fairman, and Seifert help with the 2024 on-call electrical project management assistance. BFNS helps us with things like the RFPs and some other issues that pop up during the year that involve some minor stuff for the electric department. So I would just like to ask the board to approve the 2024 on-call electrical project management assistance for the not-to-exceed amount of $10,000 and have General Manager Ed Baskell sign all documents.
All right, questions for Jeff on this item?
I've noticed in the past that BFNS has relied on Alpha Engineering for detailed assistance. And if I read the documents correctly, the assistance would be, it mentions Alpha Engineering, but it also mentions another firm. So is BF&S considering using another firm in addition to Alpha Engineering for our engineering needs?
I'm not aware of that. I know Alpha and BF&S, they work together on some of our
Right,
projects.
I feel like we've had, good experience with Alpha, and I was just a little surprised to see this second firm mentioned.
Oh, I think I can answer that. We used to use Applied Engineering. Initially, when we parted ways with Spectrum, we were looking for engineers, and we used Applied Engineering. And I think that's just an artifact in a document. We haven't used them in a very long time and weren't really planning on using them.
Yeah.
So your intention is to work with, going forward, is work with both BF&S and Alpha?
Absolutely, yes.
Thank you.
All right, anything else for this item? Not, I'll entertain a motion.
I move to approve the 2024 on-call electrical project management assistance for the not-to-exceed amount of $10,000, and to have General Manager Ed Basil sign all documents.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill to approve the 2024 on-call electrical project management assistance for not to exceed amount of $10,000 with our general manager signing all documents. Additional questions or discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll move to the approval of the claims, payrolls, and transfers for November 22nd, 2023. Everyone had a chance to review those, and if so, any questions or discussion? If not, I'd entertain a motion.
I move to approve the claims payroll transfers dated November 22nd, 2023, in the amount of $3,001,345.69 for claims payroll and $8,298,583.33 for transfers.
Second.
Motion made by Bill, seconded by Ann to approve the claims, payrolls, and transfers dated November 22nd, 2023. Any additional discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next item is any other business for the board. Anybody from the board have anything additional tonight?
I do, please.
Right?
The mission of Lebanon Utilities is to provide our community with reliable, economical, and high-quality services in a friendly and courteous manner. This mission is accomplished in a manner that we often describe as neighbor serving neighbor. Many of our neighbor employees have a unique combination of physical capability combined with considerable professional knowledge. One such valued neighbor employee is our facilities manager, Rick Hale. I had the pleasure of meeting with Rick this past August 7 to better understand what he does for the city and Lebanon Utilities as facilities manager. First of all, Rick has a varied professional background. He began his work career as a licensed journeyman plumber. He subsequently joined our Lebanon Police Department, eventually becoming our police chief. Rick has been our facilities manager since 2005. Rick's primary duties involve the upkeep of our municipal building. He also helps keep the Vincennes building air compressor and the electric garage water softener in good working order. Rick is basically on call 24 hours a day, year-round. Our total electric municipal building has 36,000 square feet with 3 air handlers, 2 sewage pumps, 2 surface water pumps, and a stormwater surface collector pit. These various building systems are monitored with alarms that have fiber and internet connections, which are inspected regularly. Rick has established good working relationships with a mechanical contractor, an HVAC control system contractor, a janitorial contractor, a floor cleaning contractor, a ground maintenance contractor, an elevator and dumbwaiter contractor, a sprinkler system and fire alarm contractor, and an electrical contractor. Rick makes a point to observe these contractors at work so that he can best understand how to keep our municipal building in good shape. On top of all this, Rick himself removes snow from the municipal building parking lots. If Rick were to have one wish granted, it would be that he had a reliable backup for emergencies when he is not immediately available. We probably cannot justify an assistant facilities manager position, but we would be well served if we had someone in line that has been trained to take Rick's place should he decide to retire. I am honored to recognize Rick Hale as one more excellent example of how we have neighbors serving neighbors. Thank you.
All right, very nice. Thanks, Aaron. And thank you, Rick. Anybody else have anything from the board? How about some more public comment? I don't see anyone here. Ed, you aware of any comment from the public?
No, sir.
Okay, looks like we're scheduled for the 6th of December for our next meeting at 5 PM. And if there's nothing else, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
Second.
Motion made by Ann, seconded by Bill. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll stand adjourned. Thank you, everyone.